Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is brother I'm Nolan from the Great Millstone Camp here in Philadelphia, giving all praises and due honor to Yahweh, Bashem El-Shah, Bashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles of the Great Millstone, and honors and salutations out there to the whole free elect. So I'm gonna just do a video, probably a real quick video on this Nolan Wells situation that occurred, I guess, a week ago, where it says Jake. Let me just pull it up. His name is Nolan Wells. Where is it? The case of this is one of many cases where, Jake so-called befriends, these Edomites. He becomes infatuated with he or she becomes infatuated with Edomites. And again, this is one of many cases. You can be another race as well. You get infatuated with Edomites and you get too comfortable. And after you get too comfortable, you get unalived. And then once you're unalive, they get away scot-free. Esau gets away scot-free. Like the scriptures say, his possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Let me get that real quick. So it's a case where it pretty much sums it up like this: is Jake, which he happens to be so-called half Asian, okay? I guess his mom is Asian or whatever, and his dad is a Jake. So this Jake, he befriended these Edomites, and they went on a trip, and he didn't come back, and apparently he's committed, he unalived himself, which obviously that didn't happen. In Esau's kingdom, that's one of the ways you can tell it's his kingdom, because he can get away with anything, or he can do anything, and he can get away with unaliving somebody or get a slap on the wrist. And this case is no different, man. There's nothing new under the sun. It's been happening since his inception, okay? And he made the rules, man, so he can dictate whether he's guilty or not. So this is Zechariah 11:5. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Right. And Jake, being a homeborn slave, and he's in love with his captor in his captivity, they're not going to see, or they're going to be dumbed down by, the presence of their enemies. They believe that their enemies love them, when in actuality they hate them. And Esau, he will always show his hatred or his horns, man, towards his brother Jacob. Okay. He will always be a slithering snake towards Jake, man. Or he will always stab them in the back. Okay? Let me get that too. Just like with Gad. Esau broke all those treaties. The Most High put it in his spirit to be the damn devil, man. But Jake is always the last to know, man. That's why it says, you are your father the devil, man. You're of your father the devil, man. The 2/3 of our people, have the head of the so-called white man's ass. And guess what? This is going to be another case like this, man. It's going to be a massive amount of cases like this once that day come. And we in a time of the love of many shall wax cold, man. So a lot of you Jakes are going to be unalived by these Edomites, man, who you think they're your friends. It's going to be a mass amount of accounts, unprecedented accounts of this in the near future, where these Edomites, they gonna go berserk, man, and start offing you Jakes. You already see the rhetoric on Twitter, all throughout social media, especially on Twitter, any platform. They don't do it on closed forums no more, man. Esau is openly out with his hatred now, because he got the MAGA movement. They got Trump in office. These devils feel proud to display their hatred towards Jake and other races, but especially towards Jake, man. And Jake, I said Jake, and Esau mad at the small hats because they took their piece of the pie, man. Okay? If the small hats or the Amalekites wasn't in that position, the rest of the tribes of Esau or the Edomites would have been in that position, man. They the same goddamn devil, man. Nothing fucking changes, man. A leopard can't change his own spots. So are they that are accustomed to doing evil. I might have to get that, I kind of butchered that, but but Esau will never change who he is, man. Yeah, this is Psalms 55:20. And people don't know, man, this is about Jacob versus Esau, or Jacob and Esau, man. Things like this happen because we are in Esau's world, man. His heaven is our captivity. Okay, this is the hell for our people, man. But again, the 2/3 they don't see it that way, man. Some of the 2/3 they're prosperous, so of course they're not going to, see this as a place of evil, because they're prospering. They're blinded by their wealth, or their prestige, or their resources, or their bank account, whatever. They got a nice car, a nice job. They got a family. They live in the Black American experience, or wherever they are. Okay. They don't know about Jacob and Esau. They don't care about this being Esau's world, right? So they're going to continue their lives as a non-Israelite, or basically they're going to be in a Gentile state of mind, man. Okay? But they're going to get their wake-up call, just like Nolan Wells. He got his wake-up call. This is one of many Jakes that got their wake-up call, man. Okay? You can basically say it's 2027, man. Okay, you got Israelites still being lynched to this day, okay? But no real justice is going to happen because we're in Esau's world. We just read that his possessors hold themselves not guilty. And we all know, which they already ruled it as he unalived himself. They're going to get away scot-free. You cannot have justice in this God-forsaken kingdom, man. This is Esau's world, man. This is his heaven. And this is our hell, man. And that reality is going to smack basically the 2/3 in the face, man. And we living in that time today. He got a slap in the face. Nolan Wells got a slap in the face, man. The scriptures say, never trust thy enemies. Never. But they don't teach you that in churches. They teach you to love everybody. That's the so-called white man's doctrine. He only said that after he conquered the world. He wants you to love him for basically destroying the whole earth, like the scriptures say. But guess what? The Most High is going to pay him back for all of his wicked deeds, man. That's what people don't see, man. They can't see that reality. Especially the 2/3. Like the scriptures say, his inward thought is that his house shall continue forever. Guess what? Jake thinks like that too. More so than the Edomites. You got a 2/3 nigga who talking about some, the Lord might come 1,000 years from now, man. That's insane. You mean to tell me, let's say we was actually able to live 1,000 years, bro. You mean to tell me we gotta live 1,000 more years in this motherfucker? If we was able to live that long, or we had to continue generation to generation. First of all, like the scriptures say, that's how you know he's inept. There's no flesh should be saved. If this so-called white man could, I'm loud as hell. I'm in the public right now. The so-called white man, it continues in power, man. No flesh shall be saved, man. Everybody will be extinct. This world will be filled and full of sin. Okay? Everyone would have a implantable device put inside their skin. And we know that's his plans. That's the future. Full control, full spectrum dominance. Okay? You will be born, if you had to continue here from generation to generation, you will be born with an implantable device inside of your skin. And the Lord said, you're not going to be delivered if you did that. You're not going to be delivered. And that tells you right inside the scriptures, man. That obviously it's only for the elect Israel, but our people don't read that. Nolan Wells, now the thing is, right? He could have went by. I don't know where exactly he's at. I gotta look that up. I'm going to find that out or locate it. What state he was in while he was living. He could have passed by or some brothers preaching the word. He probably came across a video. He probably with the same goddamn Edomite friends, and he's probably talking shit. Well, guess what? He dead now. He got his judgment. Okay? The Lord killeth and maketh alive. And that's another testament, okay? A testimony to not be around Edomites, man. Okay? Especially a group of Edomites. Especially, why the fuck would you go to again, I don't care, man. Okay, lift up, cry no prayer for him. This is another lesson that's not going to be learned. Okay? They're not going to learn, man. Jake is not going to learn. It says, Psalms 55:20. It says, he have put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. Okay, that was the Gadites, man. And Jake today. Okay, whether it be, physically, okay, or discriminatory, monetarily, etc., financially. He could just do you wrong, etc., man. Just like Nolan Wells, man. He thought that was my friend. He believed that they're God. They believe in Treasury being, God or Jesus Christ, man. They believe that these white people or these Caucasians, these Edomites are God, man, or the angels, etc., or the Israelites. When they're actually the devil, the Bible, they're the devil, man. The devil that sold them. Okay? The devil has children on this earth, man. Physical children, man. Okay? Esau is a physical embodiment of Satan. Okay? The enemy. The Most High created the good and the bad. Okay? Good and evil. Righteousness and wickedness. He made those physical embodiments. Okay? One people would be the righteous, the Israelites, and the other people would be the wicked, or play the part of the wicked, the Edomites. Okay? But this world, because it's full of lies, people not gonna wake up to it until it's obviously too late, or in the kingdom of heaven, or when the Lord comes back. Okay? They're gonna realize, oh, that's a black man. We've been lied to the whole time. That's not a so-called white man. Okay? Y'all gonna know when the Lord is destroying you. That's when y'all gonna say, oh, them guys were right the whole time. Especially the 2/3 of Israel, man. They're gonna be calling on everything, man. Okay? The scriptures say when the famine of the word kicks in, that people gonna search to and fro. They gonna get on fucking boats and shit. Okay? To find the word, to find the truth, man. They're gonna be looking in every corner and crevice for the word of God. But it's only gonna be given to those that are sealed, that have kept the faith, man, that endured the afflictions and the hardness and the temptations. okay, in the lust and the wickedness, man. Who didn't take the implantable device, which is the mark of the beast. This fucking mosquito, man. Okay? But Jake, they gonna learn today, man. When the Most High opens that wrath upon Jake, man, that's when they gonna learn, man. Okay? Through physicality, man. They didn't want to adhere to the word when it was given unto them. So when that time comes, the Lord's wrath is going to be to a level hitherto undreamt of, man. It's going to be on a level hitherto undreamt of, man. Okay? The Most High is going to get medieval on the 2/3 of Jake, man. Obviously, it's a wrap for the heathen, man. The Lord said they shall be as though they have not been. But you Jakes, man, okay? The Most High is going to furiously unalive you Jakes, man. Okay? And then it says, we shall neither live, cry, nor prayer for them. Look what he did to Venezuela, man. Okay? Then he showed them what? The blood red sky. But guess what? Are they going to repent? Hell fucking no. That's why, hey, man, when the wrath of the Lord is truly unleashed, man, that's when Jake gonna know, man, that, man, it's gotta be because we disobeyed the Heavenly Father, man. It says, then shall the Lord be known. The Lord alone shall be exalted in that day, man. Not you damn people, man. The Lord is known by the judgment that he executeth. He's going to be, Allah Shaja times infinity. And because this is the last this is the last of the end of the end, man. Okay? The Lord is going to show off and show out, man. Okay? He's going to show you why he's the Most High, man. Okay? And he's going to show his compassion and mercy and long suffering towards his elect. And they're going to receive salvation and deliverance. The 2/3 are going to receive damnation and destruction on a level hitherto undreamt of. The devastation is going to be astronomical. It's going to be on biblical proportions, beyond biblical proportions, man. Okay? But this is just a testimony. I didn't even pull up the video. I was going to pull up videos and started going on the rant, show pictures and shit. But I went in another direction, man. Okay? It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn. Who the hell do you think this talking about? If you could put that to a race of people, who would you put it to? And history shows it. History showed it with Nolan Wells, man. Okay? It's a video, which I might have to do a part 2, my phone dying and shit. But anyway, it's a video, another video. It's with another Jake. Basically, it's a Jake again. He got the Edomitized look. He got the Edomitized voice. Talking like a goddamn white man, a white black man. He's in a lake and shit, and these Edomite couples are recording. They swimming, they paddling on a I forget what the hell you call those things, but they paddling in the water, and they basically overhear like these Edomites on the other side of the river or lake, and Jake on the other side. Jake got a life jacket on him, and he basically saying he can't swim, and he's playing into the stereotype. Oh, I'm black, I can't swim. Jake think they're inferior to these goddamn Edomites, man. Okay? Like Jake can't fucking swim or some shit. Even though that some of that is true. But Jake play into that inferiority. Like all Jakes can't fucking that's some nonsense, man. Just like they say all fucking black men are deadbeat fathers. That's nonsense. That's a fallacy, man. That's one of the biggest fallacies, man, out there. That Jake don't take care of their children. What about the fucking woman that don't want Jake to take care of their own fucking children, man? They keep them away from their children. They don't talk about these wicked ass bitches, man. that withhold their children from their fucking father, man. They don't talk about that, though. They don't talk about how the system is against a black man being a father in the household. They don't talk about that. How it was designed that way. But they want to make up these fallacies talking about, black man are deadbeats, etc., man. All the so-called racial stereotypes that they put on Jake, which is basically another, byword or curse that Jake got to go through. Just like Osho Speed, he got a lot of hate from Argentina, the Argentinians, which he if you ever seen some of his videos or live streams, anywhere he goes, he deals with that. He deals with how, so-called racist or discriminatory, or how much hatred these people have for Jake. Okay, and he's one of the most. If he was a Edomite, man, he'd be the biggest thing on the earth, man. People already do it, but people be literally be bowing down to this man. But because he is a Jake, his prominence is going to be minimized because he's an Israelite, and this is Esau's world. But again, they showed you the hatred that he has to undergo. Being called nigger, okay, go back to like, how you gonna say he's an American, so-called? You gonna tell him to go back to your own country, but yet you in the United States, you from Argentina. But that's the nonsense Jake got to go through, man. Just asinine shit that Jake got to go through, man. Because these people are filled with hatred. They're because of what? Because the Most High, put that in the spirit of the world, or that vibration into the world because of what? The curses, right? And this is Esau's world, And all you goddamn people, man, that's racist towards Jake, man, the Most High is going to destroy you. And he's going to show you what the true color of earth is supposed to be. And he's going to show you the curse of the earth, which are the Edomites. Okay? It's going to be colorism in the kingdom, man. Everybody going to know who Esau is because of his lack of pigmentation or his melanin. Just like today. Here you fucking Edom, you other races are races against Jake, but yet these Edomites every day trying to look like Jake. They got a certain, I forget, peptide or whatever that Edomites are taking that basically turn their skin, dark skin, to make their reddish skin dark or brown skin, because they know they're not supposed to look like that. Because that was a curse that the Most High gave him. It first started during the time of Cain. And then they basically became, that color permanently, that red color or lack of pigmentation or melanin or the complexion they had today through their forefather Esau. Not no fucking laboratory. They wasn't created in the fucking laboratory, man. But anyway, we talking about Nolan Wells here, but he got his wake-up call, man. And it's a beautiful thing because the Lord letting us know, man, we that much closer, and the white man's the devil that the Bible speaks of. And Jake, they never gonna learn, man. Okay, let me get that precept, then I'll probably close it out and do a part 2. This is Sirach, the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 12:10, it says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Okay? It's never going to go away. He's always going to be the wicked, no matter how much begging and fucking praising and bending over Jake does. He will always be your enemy, no matter what you do. It's like I mentioned, also show speed. You will always be just like Jay-Z said it, you will always be or Jake said, you will always be a nigga, man. No matter what you do. You will always be a monkey in their eyes. Oprah went through it. All of them, they all get their wake-up call, man. You know why you get that wake-up call? Because this is not our world, man. This world belongs to fucking Satan, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And it says, though he humbled himself, and if you don't, hey, they understand they're the devil, man. They know they're the devil, man. You just don't. And the reason why is because the Bible tells us so. And his actions speak louder than words. The so-called white man's actions speak louder than words, man. Okay, he's doing everything that the Most High designed him to do. The Most High created this man to be evil. Has he been righteous? Hell no, man. Hell no, man. That's only going to, first of all, he's not going to be righteous, but he has to be humbled, man. Okay? Humbled meaning his kingdom has to be obliterated. He has to go into captivity. And guess what? When it says that when he lost his kingdom, they not going to repent. So they're going to have to be beat into submission. And the Lord said, guess what? Not only are they going to be in captivity, but after their captivity, after their sentence, he's going to get rid of you. The Lord's going to get tired of looking at you. And then he's like, all right, it's over. All right, put him in the pit. Erase him. Okay? Just imagine that, man. We're not even there. It tells you that in the book of Joseph. I said the book of Joseph. The book of Obadiah. Okay? We're not even there yet, man. He hasn't served his sentence yet. And in the kingdom of heaven, the day is going to be longer, man. But everything's a goddamn blur in this kingdom. Years ago, like I say, I was in the 90s kid, whatever. Days was long as hell. Even in the 2000s, days were long as fucking hell, man. Miserable. When certain, when you're working and shit, days used to be fucking miserable, man. When you were in school, days used to be fucking miserably long, man. Okay? Now the days are like when you having fun. They say time flies when you're having fun. That's how it is just in general. You cannot keep up with the fuck is going on. Everything's just speeding up dramatically. And everybody knows it and sees it. And this is so-called scientifically proven. We are because why? Because we're at the end of his world, man. And the Most High says he's going to speed up time for the elect's sake. Okay? So we're nearing his end in his inevitable downfall, which he's falling now, man. You see how fucking disastrous the holiday weekend was for 250. That shit came and went, man. Nobody gave a fuck, man. That shit was just pure fuckery, man. Just buffoonery and coonery, okay? And buffoonery, coonery, and malfunctions left and right, man. Motherfuckers falling out the sky, shit falling from the goddamn events, almost smashing somebody to pieces. All kind of, unlucky or misfortune was happening. If the motherfuckers had fireworks shows, couldn't even see it. Shit was just pure lackluster at its fullest extent. Shit was canceled, man. A lot of events were canceled. Okay? The Most High made it fucking miserably hot. Miserably hot, man. Over the weekend. It was miserably hot. It was unbearably hot, man. People, when we was at the Spirit, we was at camp, basically talking about how Esau was going to be passing out because of the heat, because he can't take the heat. And that's what literally was happening. I think in DC and shit, you seen Edomites on the damn stretcher and shit getting carted off because of the heat. And it was so funny because that's what's going to happen, man. It said the Most High so the day comes when it shall burn as an oven, save the Lord. Malachi 4:1. The Most High getting you ready for it, man. He's preparing you. Even like I mentioned in another video, how people were making goddamn viral videos where they was basically making fun of how hot it was. And in the video, a person will wake up and it will basically open their window to get some cool air, But when he opened the window, it transitioned to that scene in the movie Terminator 2 Judgment Day with Sarah Connor when she was on a fence getting nuclear blasted. Okay, by that nuclear heat, by that fire, man. That fire and desire, man, from the Heavenly Father, man. Okay? The burning wrath of the Lord, man. Those nuclear missiles, man. He created the Smith to destroy. Just like, that's exact, and the Most High proved it. With what? What the fuck did they do after they made the atomic bomb? They dropped it on a bunch of people, man. And I'm like was hearing through the grapevine, the reason they did that to that part of Japan is because, you know, fat man, little man, is because the Japanese basically rejected the small heads. And then you've gone to the how the atomic bomb was created. It was all a small hat operation. It was all mainly small hats were involved, man. Mainly small hats were involved with that project, man. Okay. But anyway, that's the end all of now we got, you know, nuclear bombs now. That's the end of Babylon the Great, aka America. Okay. So it says, never trust thy enemy, man. Okay. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed. Nolan Wells did not take good heed. That's why he's not here no more. Okay, if he would have listened to this, you know, he would have saved himself. He would have still been here. Okay, and he's one of many cases, and it's going to be many future cases, man, of what not to do, not to be around your enemy, man, especially a group of them. And it says, take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped. And he didn't do that. He didn't take good heed, man. He didn't consider anything. Anything. Okay, he's a simple as Negro. Okay. That got what he deserved. Like, what the fuck do you think was gonna happen? And, you know, that's like fucking a car coming and you just walk into the fucking street and you gonna get hit by the fucking car, man. Okay? Just like he went out on the island. If you gonna go on an island called Horn Island, that's some Edomite shit, man. Okay? Horn Island. That these devils showed him their horns. Come on, man. This shit right itself. Come on, man. That's what you get, man. Okay? That should be a fucking major sign, a public service announcement. An alarm should go off. Look, this is why you should not hang with fucking Esau, man. Okay? Because they don't like you, man. They never will. Okay? He was a white black man. You can tell. Okay, but I was talking about this other Jake, you know, basically he was on the other side of the river while these Edomites was talking all kind of shit to this Jake, trying to basically get him killed. And the Jake said, I don't know how to swim, so he's going to die. Even though he had a life jacket on, you know, he couldn't swim. And his friends, his so-called friends, his Edomite friends, they didn't care about him. They started fucking mocking him with monkey noises, you know? And he got basically saved by these Edomites that was recording his ass. This family of Edomites. You know? Who basically rescued him and allowed him to fucking hold onto the board that they was riding. It's like they was on like surfboards. That's what it was, a surfboard. But yeah, man. There's another white black man basically being shown that he's not accepted, you know, by his enemies. And it says, so set him not by thee, lest he be least he have overthrown thee. He was overthrown. Nolan was overthrown. He stand up in thy place. That's what happened. Neither let him sit at thy right hand. You see? And if you know the history, Jake came into power through intermarriage. Jake was in power, and he allowed Esau to come into power through intermarriage, man. They had these Edomites marry into the black nobility. And they started falling. Jake started falling. Then you had a bubonic and pneumonic plague, or the Black Death, that killed basically 2/3 of Europe. That was a black population during that time. Jake started losing their power, you know? And Esau gained power through intermarriage into the noble families. You know? But that was during the time where Esau was supposed to come back into power. And that's how Esau always, gained, power, through intermarriage. Through marrying into a noble family. And then Esau would basically take over. He would sliver his way up there. But anyway, it says, "Lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith." So again, you got to look at this story as another cautionary tale that you shouldn't hang with Edomites. It's because it says, never trust thy enemy, man. And that's the point. Never trust thy enemy, because the Most High created them to be the devil, man. And they would, at the end, they would show you their hatred. Okay? So with that, hopefully it's edifying. Until next time I say shalom.